Hello and welcome to another episode of the podcast. I was debating on whether or not to just record spirit messages like normal, but everyone I talk to is having a really rough time with something really big in their lives, and it's not really the spring energy that we're used to. So what I'm going to do instead is I have a few of my card decks here, and I'm just going to put it out there for anyone who's going through a rough time that hopefully something in these cards will give you something to grab onto, maybe like some guidance or advice on how to get through the rough time if you might be going through one. So this is more of a collective reading. You can listen to this reading at any point in time. It doesn't have to be the day that this recording goes out. It can be in the future, or you can always come back to it and listen to it over and over again depending on what you're going through in life. I always find that revisiting recordings or spirit messages that I really like, or really anything to bring me comfort, is something that I enjoy doing. So feel free to listen to this now, when it comes out, in the future, at any point. Hopefully something resonates and there's a reason why you keep coming back to it. So today I'm going to be using two decks. I have this one, which is really busted. I've had this forever. I probably was gifted this about 10 years ago now. It's kind of cringy to say that that's been that long, but I got this from a person I went to originally for like an energy healing a couple years ago, and it ended up being more of like a mediumship reading, which sometimes that happens, and she gifted me this. It's the Archangel Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. So this is what it looks like. And I'm also going to be using my tarot deck, and I like this one just because I like the pictures depicted, and the actual deck is like a beginner's guide. It just means it has more in-depth explanations in the book than maybe a normal tarot card deck would. So it's the Beginner's Guide to Tarot by Juliet Sharman-Burke. So I'm going to start with the Archangel Oracle cards first. So I'm just going to give these a shuffle and make sure all the cards are face down. This is what the back of the card looks like. So definitely is more positive and uplifting. It does have a lot of godly references in the cards, but I don't necessarily really align with those all the time or understand them. But I've been working with this deck for so long that I feel like I've had my own interpretation for each card. So that's what we're going to be going with today, is what I understand from the card and any messages that come with it. That's what I'll be pulling today. So I'm going to give a shuffle. These aren't the easiest to shuffle. I find the laminate cards, like the shiny ones, they don't glide as easily as they should. So just setting the vibe for a little bit of positivity today, and we'll see what happens. That's as easy as it gets when you're pulling cards. If you're new to cards, you basically just do like whatever feels right in the beginning. There's a lot of rules that you can find out on the internet of different spreads you can do, and different placements on the spread mean different things, and that's totally fine, but ultimately it's not that complicated and you don't need to make it that complicated. So let's see where I want to go in the deck. I'm kind of drawn more to the bottom today, and I usually am. And I'm going to treat this reading just as much for me as for you. Oh. You know, it's funny because the card I just pulled, I was previously thinking about in the bathroom as I was brushing my teeth, which I kind of think is fitting. So the first card is the Hello from Heaven. And the message says on the card, your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. For me, I'm going to interpret this as trusting that people who have passed have my back, and they understand my choices and why I do things and what inspires me, and fully support me. And that's the energy that I'm going to accept with the Hello from Heaven card. For you, it could be the sign that you've been looking for from a loved one, And if that is something that resonates with you, then this is your sign completely. I think the message here is just to remember that we're not so alone, because especially when we're going through a tough time, it can be really lonely. Even if you have your family and your friends to support you, life is still a very individual journey. And I think just remembering that you have support elsewhere is super important. So we're going to go from the hello to heaven. And I like to mix oracle cards with tarot cards, decks with decks, because I think their messages add more depth and something more interesting. Oracle cards I treat as tarot light. Tarot doesn't care about your feelings or your ego. It's something that really is used as a tool, as a mirror to reflect back the hard truths in your life and give you actual constructive criticism, versus an oracle deck is more softer landing and doesn't really come out and give you the hard talking to that you might need. So that's why I'm going to mix them today. That's why I usually mix them in general. So building off of the Hello from Heaven card, we're going to give these tarot cards a shuffle. And this deck shuffles much easier than the last one. The cards are also more narrow. And this deck was also gifted to me. Probably 6 years now by one of my friends for my birthday. Because I used to bring these oracle card this deck specifically that I'm using today, I used to bring it like to friends' houses and to like hair appointments, to the nail salon. And I would just be like reading the receptionist cards while my hair would be drying or dying or waiting for a nail appointment. I would just be like pulling people cards in the waiting room. Anyway, it's just funny. Okay, so same with the oracle deck. I'm just gonna relax into it. Okay, just gonna give the deck a good shuffle. Alright, let's see what the message is that will add to our Hello from Heaven message. In tarot, I will be referring to the book just because it is so layered. Okay, let's see here. Where are we going? Okay, this one, I definitely feel the top part. Alright, I'm getting like the top part. Okay, so we'll just pick the first card. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles in tarot depicts a person who is very clearly working towards something, and he has some people on looking of him, maybe criticizing the work that he's doing. The Pentacles is all about working towards something, so we have someone who has already achieved things that they're working towards or already feel proud of the work that they have done, but just based on the tool that they have in their hand, their work is not done and there's still a lot of work that needs to be completed to get to where this person feels that they're happy with things in their life, or there is work that they have more to give to. The people in the picture today, I'm not taking as people who are necessarily being reassuring of you. So these onlookers to me today and how I'm reading them don't look supportive. So there might be people who are not really like with what you're doing or really understand what you're doing. It's clear that these people who are onlooking have also already reached some level of success in their own lives, and maybe they're hoping to see that success come into you in your life and what you're working on. But the main message here is not to listen to negative outside influences, to have people around you that support you, and recognize how far you have come, but that there's still work that needs to be done. So that's my interpretation of this card, and I'll also open the book for this card too and see if we can add anything on top of that, because this is a collective reading. There's going to be things that resonate with you and things that don't, and that's just how it is. Okay, so I'm pretty much bang on. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can add. So it says the Three of Pentacles combines the initial completion of the three with the earthly nature of the Pentacles. This card suggests that a certain level of achievement has already been reached, yet the building is not yet finished. Indeed, there is still a long way to go before completion. When the Three of Pentacles comes up in a reading, it suggests that concrete progress has been attained, perhaps in work or in establishing something solid in your home life. This could take the form of buying a house. You have acquired the basic structure, but the decoration or the renovation is still to be done, and that's a great metaphor. This card suggests that the basic structure is sound, and only the finer details have yet to be carried out. There is a double-edged aspect that applies to some extent to all of the threes. There is satisfaction for having reached the first stage, coupled with frustration that the project still has a long way to go before it's finished. As an earthly suit, the Pentacles are particularly concerned with anything connected with the material world. So this card can indicate slow but steady progress in business matters. You can apply it to anything. I really like the Pentacles. It has a much calmer energy than some of the other cards. So that's the tarot card that we're going to go today. I think I'm going to pull another tarot card. So far the message is that our people in heaven are helping us work through and complete projects here on earth. But there's another aspect to this. So like maybe I'll ask, what is holding us back? And that will be what I'll sit on for the next pull to kind of round out the message here. Okay, I need to give this a good shuffle. Sometimes I pull cards one after the other and don't shuffle. I'm just feeling the nudge to shuffle more so that message can find its way out. So that's what we're doing. Okay, let's see. Okay, so a little bit different. Usually I have the cards like this and I pick a top or bottom. I just ended the cards like this, so now it's left or right, and I'm feeling more drawn to the right. So I cut the cards and I take the right out. Okay, so I feel that really strongly, so I know I'm picked that right. And not every process with cards is this intense or intentional. This is just mine. Yours can be different, or you may not even have a process, and that's totally fine. This has been something I've developed feeling into the cards over my practice, and that's unique to me. Okay, what's the round out message here? What are we working towards? And what's holding us back? Okay, so we're doing the middle. Okay. Okay, so to round out the message here, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is in the same suit as the previous Three of Pentacles, so that already is giving me a really solid sign that we're working in the energies of material goods. Can be e-commerce, can be anything. Can also be a satisfying home life or establishing something that you're building from the ground up. So here you have the Queen of Pentacles. So we're going to read from the book for this one. And let's see. Okay, so building off of working towards luxury and needing some assistance with that, I will read the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles represents a person who is practical and materialistic, both aware of and in touch with the real world. She is connected with earthly reality in a way that the queens of the other suits are not. The suit of the Pentacles is harnessed to the earth in a very matter-of-fact way. The Queen of Pentacles is fully aware of herself as a woman who values her body and its needs in an unashamed way. She is quite ready and willing to work hard for what she wants and is equally content to enjoy the fruits of her labors. Like those born under the sign of Taurus, which is connected with this card, the Queen of Pentacles enjoys the pleasure of good food, good wine, and beauty in her clothes and surroundings. She is generous both towards herself and others, giving her the best both emotionally and practically. And if this card appears in a reading, it might be that a person who possesses the qualities of this earthly queen is about to enter your life. Alternatively, it might be that this is a time during which you need to pay attention and pay extra attention to your physical needs and indulge in your sensual wants. So this would be a time for you to pay attention to your needs and your wants and embody what the queen stands for, which is working hard, playing hard, owning it, and being unapologetic. And maybe that's why this is taking us so long to build something that's meaningful, is because we're not embodying the boss bitch energy that we want and that we need, and we need to step into it and really own it. And we also have our loved ones and our guides and anyone that you follow in the spiritual world. This is just adding that layer of you are supported by the universe and everything is kind of meant to be as it is, and this will help you work through it. So the 3 cards today are Hello from Heaven, the 3 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. And that's really the message today, and that's how I'm going to interpret it for myself, is that I'm supported. I need to keep building, although I have achieved a lot. There's a lot more that I want to do, and I will get there faster and in a better state of mind if I just take better care of myself. That's really the message. So I hope that resonates with you today. I'm going to leave you with those. And I think I will continue to do more card readings for the collective, because this also helps me read myself and helps me share with you. And if you resonate with something, I think that's great. And I think that's really powerful. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. At the time of recording this, it is spring. And hopefully that spring energy will just help nourish you and give you more energy. And I know a lot of people are going through a hard time right now, especially with the state of the world, which I think is kind of funny because we're talking about material goods and e-commerce, but that's just the state of how things are. So I hope this helps you. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. You can find out more about my services on my website, thegardenmedium.com. You can find me on Instagram at Alexa the Garden Medium. You can find me on Facebook at the Garden Medium Alexa English, or you can find me here on YouTube. And yeah, I will leave you with that. Also, another note that I'm going to be starting a free spirit circle where we can just like do this with each other live on Zoom and chat about different spiritual topics and just get to know each other. And if you don't have a environment in which that you can like play with these different things, this is the environment for you. I'm creating it because I want to meet more people. I want to play around with like cards and talk about our experiences and like do little readings and things like that. So if that interests you, I'm probably going to be hosting at the end of April, but please just check my social medias and my website for that date, and hopefully that will be an ongoing monthly thing. So thank you again so much for listening, and I'll talk to you later.